So Steve, 2 games in quick succession, and you've got to be pleased with the result and how the performance and where it now leaves us.
Yeah, I'm definitely a lot happier than probably a month ago when we was sort of struggling to find our way a little bit. Yeah, so that's 3 wins and a draw from the last 4, so it's encouraging.
I think encouraging's a bit downbeat almost. I mean, that's 10 points from 12.
Yeah.
Considering where we were in the mess around, I think you should be really pleased with that, because I think all the fans are pleased with it.
I am pleased. I'll be completely honest. I feel like we should have 12 from 12. I honestly feel like I would have took a point before the game against VCD on Saturday, but actually I think we had 5 or 6 very good chances. Only made their keeper save it once. Our finishing wasn't good enough, if we're going to be honest about it. Bentley's made 1 save and somehow got himself into Kent Team of the Week. Fair play to him. But yeah, I think we should have won that game.
Yeah, and I think you're right, because that was probably the best 0-0 win I've seen us ever get, because like you say, first half they had more possession, but we stopped them doing anything with it, and then the second half they sort of ran out of ideas because they couldn't play out from the back, and we were just managing it so well and then creating our own chances that it just made it not an easy game but a comfortable game for us.
I think the problem is all the time a game's 0-0, you know, it could just be one chance that settles it. And I guess our problem, as we demonstrated, was the quality of our finishing can be a bit erratic. We probably had 5 or 6 good chances, to be honest. I think Reg had one in the first half where he lobbed the keeper, it went over the bar. Festos had one in the second half where he should have hit the target. Feezy almost done a replica of Regan's, put it wide. Jim had a free header. Jim also had a volley. So the thing is with VCD, because of their budget, because of their environment, because of their situation, they can afford to have quality players. And I suppose the problem is all the time it's 0-0. You probably back some of their players if they get one chance to take it. But as it was, we nullified them, I thought.
Yeah, I thought we completely did. And like I said, when they couldn't play it out, they ran out of ideas. And it wasn't until the last 5 minutes they actually took a game to us. And it was in the 95th minute when Ben Spine asked to make a save.
Yeah, that would have been a real kick in the nuts if that had gone in and we'd lost 1-0. But, you know, to be fair to VCD, you know, they've consistently been in the top 2 sides all season. And that's because maybe when they don't play well, like Saturday, they still don't lose. So we can probably take something from that. But I did feel like they ran out of ideas a little bit. I guess the pressure's on them. I guess realistically, they probably knew they couldn't afford to drop points against us if they wanted to win the league. I mean, I know it's not over, and good luck to both of them fighting it out, but they probably were under pressure, and it did look like they got a little bit lost at times. But yeah. I'm a bit, you know, like I say, people who weren't at the game would probably go, that's an amazing point for Tunbridge Wells. I think people who were there and watched it, we're going to be happy because we kept a clean sheet against a good side, but I think most people would say we were on reflection the better. I mean, I listened to that guy that done the blog, and he said half time he was saying they were the better side, fair play, but I think by the end of it, you know.
Well, I think he got it right. I mean, he said first half they had more of the ball, but you know they couldn't really do much with it when they had it. Second half, we had all the chances.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be negative about it, but likewise, I just feel like if you start accepting, ultimately we're here to win, and if we don't win, we haven't actually done our job. Defensively, we did our job, because if we keep a clean sheet, we can't do any better than that off the ball. But yeah, we should be more ruthless, and I guess with that in mind, we rotated the forward line a little bit for Tuesday. Gave Reece a chance, long overdue to be fair. He's probably been more than patient. I think he's been getting a bit demoralised, to be honest. But yeah, what a response, you know, he's equalled a club record for the fastest goal, so what more can you do?
13 seconds is great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But that must have been the VCD game gave me confidence, because what was good about VCD was, again, keep saying that back 5, if you couldn't play the wing backs, it's just looking so solid. So you've got a base to start from, which allows you to create chances, because they just, like I said, I think they've been really good these last 4 games, but that VCD game, when we were, you know, they managed it really well, I thought.
I actually think like the Lordswood game was the turning point, because, you know, before that, like let's when we're talking 3 or 4 weeks ago, Lyd, we let 3 in. Holland Blair we let 3 in, Punjab we let 3 in. Let's be honest, I was worried every single time the opposition put the ball in the box. So the turnaround that we've managed to make in a short period of time, and I think the main catalyst for that, even though I think getting our confidence back has helped, but I think Tom Penfold and Keanu Barnett coming into that back three has been absolutely massive. You know, suddenly teams have really got to work hard to get a shot on target against us, whereas before it looked like any time they lumped a ball in they were going to score.
Yeah, I think it is, they've been solid. And also, like, your wing backs have made a difference. I mean, you put Tom Penfold in, Tom Jones on Saturday, kept him this week, but he's been great as a wing back. You got on the other side, you got Josh Macker getting kicked at high heaven like he did, but playing well, and as a whole unit they work well.
Yeah.
And then, like we say, with H in front, it all just protects it all. It works like a good defensive unit.
We have got a cohesive defensive unit again, and we signed Macker as a wing back. It's unfortunate for him, we changed the system, but we're seeing again now he's back to his best. Jones has been a revelation, to be honest. I'm not sure how happy he is about playing wing back, but he's doing fantastically well there. The energy those two have got there, and they carry the ball for you. And sometimes Macker will carry the ball 60 yards, hurdling tackles and people trying to smash him up in the air.
He doesn't give in, if he loses the ball, he also get. Actually, and Tom's exactly the same.
Yeah, very much covered.
If both lose the ball, they'll go back and get it. They won't just say, oh, damn.
Yeah, agree completely. And then we've got Brendan as well, who's done very well when he's had an opportunity.
And I think Brendan shows he's got some football about him as well.
Yeah, 100%. So, but we've got such a tough schedule coming. It's just making sure we've got the bodies and the fitness.
Isn't it something like 7 games in 14 days or something silly, isn't it?
No, I don't know. Yeah. I just know it's horrendous, and but it is what it is. You know, to be fair, the league's got a finishing date, and we're playing catch up because of our own problems. So what can you do? Yeah,
but I think the other way to look at it as well is last night we showed how you're going to use your squad, because like you mentioned before, you changed the front two and put Jack and Reese up front, and they both just slogged in and played really well again. And I think that helped for the last night against Kennington, because 13 seconds they were already not dead, but oh shit, what do we do now?
Yeah, I mean, give Kennington, I don't think they were dead, but I mean, you can't start any better than that, can you? It just settles the nerves a little bit, maybe.
Well, I actually think Kennington gave us more of a game than VCD.
I think Kennington, they've got camaraderie and a togetherness and a fight that not that many teams in this division can match, and they never give up, as proven last night. You know, we're 2-0 up, feel like we're in relative control. Silly mistake from us gives them a little bit of a chink of light, they pull one back, and then you can just see, you know, you can hear it from their bench, you can see it from their reaction. They really, you know, I guess like a boxer who's sort of sensed he's caught his opponent, they come weighing in, and
well, they did what I thought.
Had us rocking. I can't.
And I thought that's what they did. What I thought VCD would do, but didn't. Like I said, he came at us, but we were almost like architects of our own downfall a bit, weren't we? Like I say, go Wesley goal, then the referee goes and gives a penalty that nobody can work out what the hell he's given a penalty for. And luckily, it was probably one of the worst penalties we've ever seen.
Well,
but, you know, and that meant the last 10 minutes of that game were quite a challenge.
And again, it could be a very different conversation. I said this to the guys in the cabin after the game. It's just the fine lines that sort of separate your mood from being satisfied and happy to distraught. It literally hinged on, you know, all right, the first goal, sloppy from us, it's our free kick, we play it too early before we've set ourselves up, they catch us on the counter, bit of indecision at the back, guy finishes it well, 2-1. Even then, that should be door well and truly closed. Yeah. They've started throwing a few balls into the box, and the refs give a penalty. You know what? The ref was a nice guy. He had a long chat with us before the game. He was being assessed. He made that clear. I mean, when players from the opposition team are saying that they thought their teammate was going to get booked for diving, that tells you we need to. And the reaction of you guys. Now, I know all fans are always going to.
No, it was right in front of us, but you know, it was like, well, what's he giving that for?
Yeah, and you just think to yourself, and then 2 minutes later, you know, Festos last man, to taken out pretty agriculturally, and we don't even get a free kick.
No.
And you just think, you know, in a couple of minutes you can just see the whole,
Well, it just shows you
all
the
your hard
difference.
work can just swing like that.
Like I
That's
say,
what-
it comes down to a ref, because like Saturday, didn't really notice the ref. He had a good game, didn't interfere, game went well. Last night, again, like I say, first half the ref was one break, but it was okay. But second half, he just had a meltdown. And, you know, they were getting free kicks and corners when they nowhere near they should be. And like I say, then you get Festos gets belted, or Josh got kicked to high heaven.
He took
And
a
he
few
didn't get, there was never even a foul.
I mean, look, there's no witch hunt, and I suppose it's a lot easier to say that when we actually got the win. And as I say again, the ref was quite personable. He was someone you could talk to, well, certainly before the game. And he actually said to us, all I really want to do is get the big decisions right. Well, you know, like we all have the opportunity to reflect. If anyone ever wants the huddle, the video, we'll always make it available. There's nothing to be gained by saying any more on that. I'm just glad it didn't cost us, ultimately.
Yeah. Because it was a bit weird. I came away at the weekend thinking we've won that game. I'm feeling really positive. And there was a bit of last night of, we nearly drew that game. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You know,
a bit of a roller coaster,
Still
really,
feeling
isn't
great,
it?
though.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was just those last 10 minutes were like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I think you just get a flash for what could have happened, and then you know, unfortunately, because it's very rare, with the probable exception of Holland and Blair away, it's very rare we've been in a game this season where you can kind of after an hour go, yeah, this is done and dusted, we're comfortable. All of our games, they're very close affairs, and maybe that's because we're not prolific at scoring goals, finishing our chances. Maybe it's because we've got to give credit to the opposition, blah, blah, blah. But when you're in tight games, those things make such a big impact. You know, we could be sitting here looking at a point.
Yeah.
And all right, in the overall scheme of things, but we've set ourselves targets. You know, we want to finish as high as we can. We want to give you guys sort of some continued optimism, and dropping points wouldn't be part of the plan.
Well, that sort of sets up the next game, Larkford, because that's another team who are in or around us.
Yeah.
And there's all that group, all the teams can all beat each other. And you think, oh yeah, we're going into that, we're going to win this, we're smashing. But you actually think, this is going to be another tight game, isn't it?
The league is ridiculously tight. Now, obviously, we've got the sort of trump card of having the games in hand.
Yeah.
But then again, that's going to catch up with us in terms of fatigue and injuries and possibly suspensions and God knows what else. Larkfield, very good side. We beat them 1-0 at their place. They've obviously had a change of manager since. But that was like, we were really under the cosh for massive. But that was probably our best defensive display since I've been the manager.
Yeah.
So we're not underestimating them. You look through their team sheet, there's players that have won this league, there's players that have played higher. It's going to be a massive, massive test. We're going to have to be at our best. But we've beaten once. We've shown now that we've got a little bit of form back. So why not? You know, we've just got to keep it going.
Yeah, because that's crucial. Because I mean, last night that meant we 41 points. We know we're now safe from relegation, unless we lose every single game and everybody else wins theirs. But it also said that we could actually get in the top 10, or even finish 7th. But I mean, 7th would be amazing. But just finishing in the top 10 with everything that's gone on would be a great finish. I think, you know, would you like it?
I'll let you decide what will be a great finish. What I know is 7th is highly achievable, and that's what we want to go for. It still doesn't ultimately get us anything. You know, it's not playoffs, which is what we set out to do at the start of the season. But we've had quite a difficult time. We've almost had to rebuild a squad halfway through a season.
But it also shows how we've changed over the last few weeks. You know, a couple of weeks ago we said, oh, we're aiming for between 10 and 7. Were you going, hey, yeah, of course you are, have a joke.
Well,
now that's quite realistic.
I thought relegation should never have been a conversation we should have been having, but the reality of the situation was, after that Faversham home game that never was, we completely lost all our momentum. We lost quite a few players. We lost a lot of motivation. We had to sort of turn back within ourselves to re-motivate ourselves. The board have stepped in and actually given us a little bit of a reason to feel like there could be a brighter future. And now we've got a group of people, players and management, who want to be here. They're not here for them. They're not here for the money or the glory. You know, the people that are here now are here because they want to represent Tunbridge Wells Football Club and they want to play together as a team. And perhaps that's actually worth a bit more than.
I think it is, because these last 4 games have been great. Such a turnaround.
Well, you know, it's 4 games, isn't it? You know, we've got another 10 now, haven't we? Or 9?
9 left.
So 36 points. No, sorry, my maths is terrible there. 9 games with 27 points. Well, let's see how many of them we can take.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, let's hopefully get 3 points against Ladfield.
What would be lovely is if we can get 300 through the gate. So everyone listening to this, no excuses. Sun's likely going to be out. Get yourselves up there. Give us all your support, and we'll try and reward you with a good performance.
Great. Cheers.